Many people use comedy to make themselves feel better. Doctors even say the cathartic act of laughing is proven to make you feel better. In India, for instance, people gather in groups to laugh together while doing yoga. Laughter has the power to raise our spirits and make us feel better. So it's only natural that when presented with overwhelming sadness or pain, that some might turn to humor to lighten the mood. That is the idea behind dark comedy. Dark comedy refers to a comedic style that makes light of heavy subject matters. So a film about a baby being stolen that just so happens to be hilarious would be considered a dark comedy. This is the fantastic Raising Arizona, but we aren't here to talk about this dark comedy. We're here to talk about this one. In Bruges is the first film from writer-director Martin McDonagh. Released in 2008, In Bruges stars Colin Farrell, Brendan Gleeson, and Ralph Fiennes. The plot centers around two hitmen who are ordered to hide out in the old-world Belgian city of Bruges after a hit goes wrong. And as far as dark comedies go, In Bruges hits nearly every code and convention there is. Violence, foul language, death, heavy sarcasm, taboo subjects, drug and alcohol abuse, a plot rich in irony, and a story that goes from bad to worse. In the film, Ray is ordered by his boss Harry to perform his hitmanly duties and kill a priest.
Who did you murder for money, Raymond?
You, Father.
I'm sorry?
I said you, Father. What, are you deaf? Harry Waters says hello.
However, in the course of doing so, Ray inadvertently kills an innocent young boy. Ray and Ken are then sent by Harry to the fairy tale city of Bruges, and then orders Ken to kill Ray for his actions.
It's something to do with Ken. It's a matter of honor.
The course of the movie sees Ray struggling with the reality of his actions and his thoughts of suicide.
He's dead because of me. And I'm trying to get my head around it, but I can't. I will always have killed that little boy. That ain't ever going away. Ever. Unless maybe I go away.
Don't even think like that.
Ray is Irish Catholic, and while he does not appear to be a regularly practicing churchgoer, he is now faced with the ultimate religious conundrum. Is he really a bad person? And where is he going when he dies? Within this film, there is an unbridgeable gap between our artificial social beliefs and the uncontrollable and often brutal realities of life. This is the symbolic code of the film and contributes to the irony the film presents. The idea of a hitman questioning if he is a bad person is funny and makes you think, is Ray a bad person because of what he has done? The film leads you to believe that while brash, Ray may be a good person. Does he have the capacity to change? Ray has people on either side of him, almost like an angel and a devil on his shoulders. A man with unwavering convictions. A man of honor who believes Ray must die for his actions. And you have Ken, the older, weathered hitman who believes that Ray has a chance to change and atone for his sins. These two characters symbolically speak on either side of Ray's soul and represent the internal dialogue Ray is himself having.
Ray, don't! Fucking hell! Where the fuck did you come from?
I was behind the thing. What the fuck are you doing, Ray?
What the fuck are you doing?
Nothing.
Oh my God. You were gonna kill me.
Oh, I wa- You were gonna kill yourself.
What? I'm allowed to.
No, you're not.
What?
Some other symbolic codes used early in the film is the use of color. See here how the two hitmen look out of place in this beautiful city of tourists? They wear black, which symbolizes as evil. This use of color and costume exists to show us that these two do not belong. This is an example of mood. Another symbolic code is the actor's use of body language. Here Ray shows how he feels without saying a word. All hunched over, scowling, ignoring the sights. He looks miserable, while Ken's head darts back and forth, eyes wide with wonder and a smile on his face. This is an example of tone. No dialogue needs to be said to let the audience know how these two feel about being stuck in Bruges, although Ray does not hesitate to let everyone else know.
I'm not being funny, we can't stay here.
We've got to stay here until he rings.
Well, what if he doesn't ring for 2 weeks?
Now, we stay here for 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks? In fucking Bruges? In a room like this? With you?
Being that this is indeed a comedy, there are of course the usual comedic conventions. Ray himself is witty, crazy, and does not hesitate to speak his mind. His over-exaggerated character keeps the film from feeling sad, lending to the comedic tone of the film. Let's take this scene here, for instance.
Well, you lot ain't going up there.
Pardon me? Why?
I mean, it's all windy stairs. I'm not being funny.
What exactly are you trying to say?
What exactly am I trying to say? These are a bunch of fucking elephants.
Fight you.
Come on, leave it, Fuzzy.
The use of comedy here really lightens the movie up. In Bruges has some funny character types that are socially awkward, sarcastic, or just stupid. Character types like this are the backbone of any comedy as they create someone to laugh at. One standard of dark comedies is a story that goes from bad to worse. A story convention such as this seeks to lull the viewer in, giving time while the story is simply bad or slower, to develop the characters for the viewer, so that later in the story, when things get worse and faster, we care about what happens to the characters. Let us look at some of the visual imagery in the film. First of all, we have the medieval city of Bruges itself. From the cobblestone streets to the stone churches and statues, everywhere you look in the city of Bruges, you are greeted with Catholic imagery. This helps to represent the internal struggle Ray is having. It is almost as if the town of Bruges is subtly playing the part of purgatory. Being an intensely historical Catholic city also lends to the irony of the film. You see Ray kills a priest and a young praying boy. And where is he forced to hide out? Why, in a place where he can't help but not see Catholic imagery everywhere he looks. Even more irony is that Ray is sent to Bruges as a kind of gift offered by his boss Harry, to enjoy before he is killed. What is supposed to be heaven turns out to be hell. Another symbolic visual imagery present is the filmmaker's constant placement of children. Ray is trying not to think about the young boy he killed, but here in Bruges, there are children playing everywhere, enjoying the city, walking with their parents. Heck, even the hotel owner is pregnant. The ironic symbolism is not lost on Ray, as before he leaves to kill himself, which is ironically stopped by Ken, who was literally just about to shoot him himself, Ray gives the pregnant hotel owner every dollar he has and instructs her to give it to the baby.
I don't want to be ungrateful, but it seemed like all the money he had.
Irony plays a big part in this movie and also in the film's conclusion. We know that Ray killed a young boy by mistake and that he feels that he should probably kill himself for it. Harry, a man of unwavering honor, can't understand how such a mistake could be made and says that if he made such a mistake, he would kill himself on the spot.
If I had killed a little kid, accidentally or otherwise, I wouldn't have thought twice. I'd have killed myself on the fucking spot. On the fucking spot. I'd have stuck the gun in my mouth on the fucking spot.
At the dramatic climax of the film, Harry chases Ray through the streets and shoots him, only to have one of his bullets pass through Ray and kill an adult little person actor dressed in a schoolboy uniform. Having thought he just killed a child, Harry says,
You've got to stick to your principles.
and promptly does what he said he would do and kills himself. It is a masterfully orchestrated conclusion and one that makes you think, what would you do in that situation? The last bit of symbolic visual imagery I'm going to talk about here is something that I really only noticed on about my fourth viewing of the film, and it really is pretty cheeky. It takes place within the first minute of the film and involves 3 shots of statues. Let me play it for you. This passed me by many times before I really noticed the meaning here. The first image is a stone gargoyle. Gargoyles are built as symbolic protectors, but this one appears to be lashing out or attacking. Could this represent Harry, the crime boss who wants Ray to pay for his sin? Next is the statue of a baby, or cherub. This represents the child Ray kills. The last image is a statue of a saint adorning a church's walls. This could represent God judging Ray's soul, or Ken, as he is in opposition to Harry, in that he believes Ray has the capacity for change. He believes his soul is worth saving. This is some beautiful use of imagery and really shows just how the filmmaker Martin McDonagh refused to waste any moment of screen time with anything but images that contribute to the overall mood and tone of the film. If you have not already, give In Bruges a watch. It is a fantastic film that has gained a real cult following, in large part due to its multiple layers of irony and meaning.